नमोऽस्तु नन्दात्मज वल्लभायै सम्पत्कराणि सकलेन्द्रियनन्दनानि साम्राज्यदान विभवानि सरोहाक्षी त्वद्वन्दनानि दुरिताहरणोद्यतानि मामेव मातरनिशम् कलयन्तु मान्ये यत्कटाक्षसमुपासना विधिः सेवकस्य सकलार्थ सम्पदः सन्तनोति वचनाङ्गमानसैः त्वां मुरारी हृदयेश्वरी भजे सरसिजनिलये सरोजहस्ते धवलतमां शुक गन्धमाल्यशोभे भगवती हरिवल्लभे मनोज्ञे त्रिभुवनभूतिकरी प्रसीद मह्यम् दिग्धस्तिभिः कनककुम्भमुखावसृष्ट स्वर्वाहिनी विमलचारुजल प्लुताङ्गी प्रातर्नमामि जगतां जननीमशेष लोकादिनाथ गृहिणी अमृताब्धिपुत्री कमले कमलाक्षवल्लभे त्वं करुणापूरतरङ्गितैरपाङ्गैः अवलोकय मामकिञ्चनानां प्रथमं पात्रम् अकृत्रिमं दयायाः स्तुवन्ति ये स्तुतिभिरमुभिरन्वहम् त्रयीमयी त्रिभुवनमातरं प्रमामि गुणाधिका गुरुतर भाग्यभागिनो भवन्ति ते भुवि बुधभाविताशयाः नमोस्तु कान्त्यै कमलेक्षणायै नमोस्तु भूत्यै भुवनप्रसूत्यै नमोस्तु देवादिभिः अर्चितायै नमोस्तु नन्दात्मज वल्लभायै नमोस्तु कान्त्यै I bow down, I worship, I pray. Namostu. Kantye. Kanti is who is all radiant, brilliant. Kamalekshanaye, and whose glance is resembling, it is like Kamala, the lotus. Here, Kantye, the brightness, how do we experience it? One way to see it as a feminine form of Devi Mahalakshmi, who is beautiful and with so much of halo around her, and who is radiant throughout her body. That is one way. Secondly, if we understand Kanti, the radiance, is the final stage of any of the cause. It is the effect. For example, we use it in our language too. When we are thinking a lot about a problem or a wonder, we say, it came to light. It came to light. The answer is ready. I can say it at once. The answer is brilliant, we say. Or all the truth has to come to light. Don't worry about it. Or we say, all the lies are coming to light now. Just because I kept on inquiring one after another, one after another. Both lies and truth is coming out. It is coming to light. That means what? We see it as the effect, the result. So she is Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi. It is not just the physical or emotional, but the whole manifestation has come to light, isn't it? So the whole manifestation as Mahalakshmi is nothing but the radiance of that Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi. The essence of Mahalakshmi is brilliant, and thus we all can see, experience through all the five senses. So, Kanti of Mahalakshmi is in so many different ways. So many ways. And if we go much further, deeper into it, it is nothing but the light which is making us experience the world. So there is nothing beyond the light. And that is how the Nama Rupa has come into existence as the world, manifested world. I bow down to that Mahalakshmi, who is Kanti, the radiance. That means our devotion becomes so vast and wide, deep, that we feel like showing our reverence to the whole world, to the whole universe. Because whatever we are experiencing is her Kanti, isn't it? Kamalekshanaye. Kamalekshana, her glance carries all the characteristics, the beauty of Kamala, the lotus. So, lotus has so much of value in it. Namostu bhutyai bhuvana prasutyai. Namostu, I bow down again, I worship, I adore. Bhutyai, all the prosperity, what I see all around me, which goes in different levels as Bhuti. Her magical kind of, miracle kind of exposure to all of us as Jivatmas. So the whole world itself is Bhuti. In the sense, it is prosperity. Her glance has the capacity to create anything which she has created. And it is resulting as Bhuti, the prosperity, as the whole universe, which we are all enjoying, which we are all experiencing in one way or the other, every minute, every day, the whole year, throughout our life. Bhuti. Bhuvana Prasutyai, one who has created, one who has given birth to this Bhuvana, which is existing as the universe. Bhuvana Prasutyai. So, she is both Srishtikatri. She has created as the mother. Bhuvana Prasuti. She has delivered this whole world. And as Bhuti, she is also preserving the whole universe by being in it. Bhuti. All the prosperity what we see is existing because of her presence in that as Kanti. So she's taking care of Srishti and Sthiti, both. Namostu Devadibhir Architaye. She is worshipped, prayed by all Devatas as well. Devadi. Can't count who are the Devatas who are worshipping her. All. Because they all need her grace to be in that position wherever they are. So, Namostu Devadibhir Architaye. To accomplish their tasks, they need her energy, Kriya Shakti, and her grace. Namostu Nandatmaja Vallabhaye. Vallabha is beloved. She is the beloved of none other than the son of Nanda Maharaj. Nanda Maharaj, being the Lord of Gokula, he symbolizes the prosperity, the richness, the happiness. Think of that Gokula, where the bliss, prosperity, the richness in the nature, richness in the minds of the people, Gopas and Gopis. And Devi Mahalakshmi is the very beloved of Nandatmaja. So she is taking part in enjoying that prosperity, as well passing it on to the devotees of hers. She's filled with all such greatness, being the beloved of Nandatmaja. Sampatkarani Sakalendriya Nandanani Samrajya Dana Vibhavani Saroruhakshi Twadvandanani Durita Haranodhyatani Mameva Mataranisham Kalayantu Manye. Sampatkarani Sakalendriya Nandanani. Sampatkarani. She is the very cause, the very source of all prosperity. And Sakalendriya Nandanani, she gives the joy, pleasure, and she delights all senses, indriyas. So what is it? What can we understand by this? Sampatkarani. She gives the prosperity by creating the objects of all the five senses as the world. Because the whole world is the objects which are attracting the senses. So she creates the objects as the whole world. Sampatkarani. If the mind is not connected with the objects of the world, or if the five senses are not working with the mind to perceive the five objects, what is the use of creating that prosperity? Sampatkarani. So what does she do? Most intelligent, intricate being is this Mahalakshmi, who brings the joy to all the senses when it is reacting in the world. So that is in the base level. She makes sure, she makes 100%, 200% sure that every being is getting some kind of delight, nandana, delight, pleasure, happiness, joy, while interacting with the world, which is the world of objects. Because that happiness is there in all the senses, we are getting involved in perceiving things and also in doing things towards the world. Give and take is happening through jnanendriyas, which are five, karmendriyas, which are five. The transaction is happening. So for that, she has used nandana, the delight, pleasure, which every being is given, bestowed with. And that is how we are still clinging on to life. Because we are having that nandana in one way or the other, one way or the other. That is one level of understanding. When we are devoted to Devi, when we understand the very purpose, the way it is working, the goal of why that Sakalendriya Nandanani, why she's giving that delight to all the Indriyas. What is the process? How is it happening? What is the purpose behind it? If we understand it, we enjoy the world altogether from a different dimension. It gives much more enjoyment. How? What is it? Because the seeker or the realized person, even the sannyasis, they understand the purpose behind the manifestation of this world and why the indriyas are given. What is the objective of this five indriyas? When we understand that, we start using it as the five instruments to perceive things. So the jnanendriyas will be experienced as only the instruments. The body becomes such a fine instrument to explore and see much deeper and deeper into why the objects are created, how the objects are created, how it is working. we start understanding it. And as we go much deeper into it, understanding, we also understand what is the essence of the whole universe is. It gives more joy, Nandana, to all the senses, which are 10, plus to the mind, which is coordinating all the 10 indriyas. So I will show you this. You will understand more. I think so. This is a beautiful pattern on its own. It is beautiful. So when we keep focusing and go deep into it, we are able to see layers of different figures, patterns. And when we focus all the more, we see Om in the center and 9 balls like Navagrahas and the swastika in all the 4 corners. So as it is a beautiful pattern. But when we go deeper into it, we are able to see those things. In the same way, to an ignorant Jivatma, we are all stuck in enjoying the outer pattern of this board. But the seeker tries to go deeper and deeper into it. And he says, yes, I'm not seeing only this pattern, but I see layers of different patterns forming. He sees that and he's confused. What is it? Why? How come there are so many different layers? What is it? When the realized person, when he goes much deeper into it, all those different layers in 3D form, they are giving rise to Om. So he holds on to that, the real essence, Om, and he's no more connected with this outermost pattern which we are all hanging on to. So when he feels that Om inside, or any pattern in a 3D picture, when we see the real thing, what is represented in it, we feel so joyous. I found it. I found it. That joy is totally different than enjoying just the outer picture of this pattern. Just like this, even when we go deeper into understanding what the world is, the seeker in the middle, he gets confused. I see so many different dimensions and layers of truths which are there. But are they all really telling something to me? When he goes much deeper into understanding what the world is, he's able to see the essence, which is Sat Chit Ananda, which is vibrating in every atom of this manifested world. So he's able to see that Satchidananda in every atom of the whole universe. Because of that grace of Mahalakshmi, it came to light. He understood, he realized, and thus he sees the whole world in a very different way. His transaction through the senses, all 10 senses, Indriyas, will also have a different perspective. And he becomes all the more joyful to interact and make others also feel happy to go in that direction. Sampatkarani Sakalendriya Nandanani. Next one, Samrajya Dana Vibhavani Saroru Hakshi. again, she is Saroruhakshi. Saroruha is lotus. That which comes out of the water. Saras is water. Her glance, her eyes are very much like lotus. Samrajya Dana Vibhavani. Samrajya Dana is she gives the power to rule the kingdom. Samrajya. Vibhavani, and she is the giver of wealth of different kinds. Prosperity, glory, good position in the society, and the spiritual growth she bestows. Vibhavani. So let us see, what is the Samrajya Dana? Samrajya. When we say Samrajya, normally the mind goes towards king of a state, having the whole kingdom. It is not referring to only the kings. Samrajya Dana Vibhavani. She is the one who gives that. Samrajya, every being has to have Samrajya of his own. Probably a room in a big house. That room is the Samrajya. I should be able to rule over that, have the control over that room so that I feel at home. So it can be a room. Even that is possible to have only through her grace. And then it can be a house. It can be a locality, or it can be a country or the world. Even beyond this is the Samrajya of Chidakasha, the abode of Devi, which is ever expansive. Samrajya Dana. Even for that we can aim to have that Samrajya. Devi Samrajya as my own in Chidakasha, which is ever expansive. When we start ruling that Chidakasha as that Devi's abode, which is filled with Ananda, bliss, one goes much higher to the Chitakasha, Chit. He starts having the Samrajya as that Chit. And he enjoys that Chit and Ananda, the bliss of that consciousness. So he moves on. When the mind is filled with reverence to Devi or your Ishtadaiva, the mind is filled with that joy, bliss. That is Samrajya. I am ruling that Samrajya. I am making that mind Chidakasha, which is ever expansive, and I am ruling it. And the next is Chitakasha, Chit Akasha, where I become just the consciousness and enjoy that pure bliss. See how Mahalakshmi takes us to different heights by her grace. She is Kriya Shakti, and she is connected with Kamala so much. She is Kamala. She is Saroruhakshi. So we should know to what extent her impact on the whole world is. Tvat vandanani durita haranodhyatani. By singing, by praising you, that vandana, that glorifying you, that action of vandana awakens the grace in Devi, which has the capacity to remove, to destroy all the difficulties and sinful tendencies in the Jivatmas or in the devotees, the seekers. Just keep on singing, reciting the glories of Mahalakshmi. It awakens the grace of Devi, which has the capacity to take away the difficulties. Tvat vandanani durita harana udyatani. Mameva matar anisham kalayantu manye. Manye, O mother who is Matah, O mother who is Manya, who is highly revered, respectable, Mahalakshmi, because she has so much of responsibility, power, and daya. Along with all these things, she has the daya, compassion, and she's readily giving it. So, Mameva, let my mind, Anisham, all the time be gripped with singing the glories of you all the time. O revered Mataha, O mother. Yat kataksha samupasana vidhi sevakasya sakalartha sampadaha santanoti vachananga manasaihi tvam murari hridayeshwarim bhaje. Bhaje. I worship, I become part of her. It is not she's somewhere there and I'm keep on doing the archana or puja or keep on singing glories. No, bhaje. I become part of her through all these process. Bhaje. I become one with her. I bow down, I pray, I worship. Who? Tvam Murari Hridayeshwari. Murari's heart's Ishwari, the Lord who is ruling the heart of Murari. I pray you, I praise you, I worship you. Yat kataksha samupasana vidhi. It is not that devotee or the seeker has to do the upasana of the whole body. Shankaracharya is telling, yat kataksha, just the glance, kripa drishti of Mahalakshmi, one who does the upasana of that, upasana vidhi, that means the process of showing the gratitude, prayer, worshipping, contemplating, meditating on Kataksha, Devi's Kripa Drishti. One who does that, for that Sevakasya, for that seeker, the devotee, server, Sakalartha Sampadaha, that itself becomes like a great wealth, great prosperity. Isn't it? Just let us question ourselves. To what extent we have the true devotion towards Devi Mahalakshmi. If at all I develop the devotion towards Devi, start loving her from the heart, and always being one with Devi, the mind engaged with the love which she is showering through her kataksha. If I'm able to be connected with it, the whole process itself is so joyful, blissful, that it starts creating the effect in such a way that my life itself will become filled with different kinds of wealth, both material, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, whatever you think of it. One starts getting it because that process, vidhi of upasana is churning out all these different kinds of wealth. So, what can we say? The very bhakti and the process of showering that bhakti on Devi itself becomes a great wealth, which automatically gives rise to different kinds of wealth all around us in our life. Yat kataksha samupasana vidhi. So, very carefully he has put, Shankaracharya has put, upasana vidhi. It is not puja vidhi, archana vidhi, vandana vidhi. He didn't put upasana. Upasana means being closely sitting. Sitting means you have established yourself in one place. Sitting. Upasana, upa, very close to her. So, if physically I am sitting and doing the archana, it is not upasana. It is the puja. If my mind is totally absorbed, established, and steadily sitting close to her, that is upasana. So, upasana vidhi, here, whatever we are doing, even the physical act of showing devotion to Devi in different ways, we do show. Even there, it should be like upasana vidhi. The mind should be totally connected with what I am doing physically. Only then it becomes upasana. And that physical action with total involvement of the mind will automatically lead that person, the devotee, to keep on contemplating on Devi with lots of love towards Devi. Nothing else matters so much. So that contemplation, the thoughts connected with Devi becomes stronger and stronger, longer and longer. And that turns out the wealth automatically. So, Shankaracharya is telling a lot through this shloka. Yat kataksha samupasana vidhi sevakasya sakalartha sampadaha. Sakalartha sampadaha. That itself becomes the wealth. Because in the beginning, we might be aiming for some little desire of ours. Ma, I need this. Please grace me to have the union with that object, with the matter. I want it for happiness. From that, it starts growing, and to the extent that I need nothing but your Krupa Kataksha to become one with you. I want to be you, nothing else. And she grants that because Santanoti, he acquires it. Because of Vachana, Anga. Vachana means through the words. The words will come only when I have the thought. So, Vachasa, through the words, reciting the glories. If we keep on singing about 10 times, after 10 times, at least 2 or 3 times, the mind would have clicked with the word which is coming out of my mouth. That is well done. So like that, Vachasa, Angaihi, through the limbs of my body, whatever I do, it is as worship. Manasaihi, through my mind, through thought. Tvam, O Devi, who is Murari Hridayeshwari. I pray, bhaje. Even to understand the process of bhakti, the purpose of bhakti, the goal of bhakti, that understanding itself is a very great wealth. Utilizing that wealth in the right way, one can grow furthermore. So that is also possible only because of her grace. If her grace is there on us, we are drawn to understand the greatness of devotion, and that devotion gives rise to the knowledge about what the Devi is, what is the essence of the whole universe is. Sarasija nilaye saroja haste dhavala tamamshuka gandhamalya shobhe bhagavati harivallabhe manogne tribhuvana bhuti kari prasida mahyam. Prasida mahyam. Please be pleased by me. I request you to be pleased by me. Prasida. Be happy with me. It is automatic. When we are happy with someone, naturally our action towards them or the reaction to whatever they are doing will be positive. So, she being happy about us is very, very important. Sarasija Nilaye, one who abides in lotus as her abode. She stays, she resides in lotus. Sarasija Nilaye. Saroja Haste, she is holding the lotus in both hands. So just imagine Mahalakshmi residing in Kamala. She is holding Kamala in both the hands. That means she is telling us the only thing what we have to follow is be Kamala, be a lotus. Have all the good characteristics of Kamala, the lotus. Our national flower is also lotus, isn't it? Good. Probably she is Kamala or Sarasija. We should have lotus in different ways. Suppose we keep the name Kamala, Sarasija, Padma, the mind will get connected. Or wearing the ornaments, Kamala, growing Kamala in a pond. So our association with Kamala should become more and more and more, because Mahalakshmi is so much into Kamala and she herself is Kamala. So it is a great thing to be Kamala. Dhavalatama Amshuka. Amshuka is the garment, the sari, which is wearing is Dhavalatama. It is very much pure white, like Dhavala. That means it is Sattvika nature. The Sattvika nature which is emitting from her is covering her beautifully as the garment. So externally she is not wearing. She is emitting that Sattvika to that extent so beautifully that it looks like Amshuka on her. Gandhamalya Shobhe. And she is also wearing Gandhamala, means the flowers with fragrance. What do we understand? Gandhamala, fragrant flowers. Gandha, the smell, is the quality, guna of earth. So she is wearing the earth in the form of the fragrant flowers all around her. Gandhamalya Shobhe. So, one more thing we have to understand by this. Gandhamalya means if the flower is representing that earth, Gandha, all flowers have the fragrance. Just because our physical nose is not capable of catching the fragrance of some flowers, we say, oh, there's no fragrance in that flower. It is our ignorance. It is our ignorance, I feel. Every flower is having the fragrance. That fragrance is divinity in it. Satchidananda. It is carrying it, the flower. And for that essence of the flower, we are depending on the physical nose to see it as fragrance. So it is our limitation and our ignorance, not that the flower is not fragrant. It is having the fragrance. It is too minute, subtle. We are not able to see it. which is divinity and the Satchidananda in it. And thus, when Devi is having it as Gandhamalya, the garland of flowers, it has to have the fragrance of that Satchidananda which she is emitting. And just visualize on the Sattva as background, Satchidananda is emitting that fragrance, Mahalakshmi. And that Mahalakshmi is the whole universe, Kanti. We have to feel her and experience her. Bhagavati Harivallabhe Manogne. O Bhagavati, one who has all divine qualities in her. Bhagavati, because of which she is so radiant. Divinity is just brightly shining. Hari Vallabhe, one who is the beloved of Hari. Manogne, one who is very captivating, pleasing, loving, agreeable, beautiful. Manogne. Tribhuvana Bhuti Kari Prasida Mahyam. You are the source of well-being. You are the creator of that well-being and the prosperity of the whole universe. So when she has taken that responsibility and she is delivering it every moment in the world, it is we who have to become reciprocative, alert, and rise to that level to enjoy the presence of Mahalakshmi in so many ways, in so many different kinds. Tribhuvana Bhuti Kari. Bhuti Kari is the prosperity of Tribhuvana, all the three worlds. Again, when we take it in a philosophical way, all the three worlds which are created when we are in three different existence, like Jagrut, Swapna, Sushupti, and the three Kalas, when we are in three Gunas, all are creating different worlds altogether, isn't it? I will recap once again. Let us take Jagrut, Swapna, Sushupti, which all of us go through. The world when I am awake is totally different from the Swapna world. The dream world is altogether different. And when I am in deep sleep, that is also totally different. And I live in all three, Tribhuvana. And the Kala wise, when we take, when I am totally involved or when I have become one with my past, I'll be living in that past. That world is totally different. In the present, what I'm experiencing is different world. When I'm involved in mentally in the future, that world is also totally different. So it is Lakshmi who creates, who is the source of the well-being of those worlds. How is it possible? It is she who brings to light the possibility of going through the past, which is not possible otherwise. It is she. who makes us possible to get into that past, get into the future, get into the present. It is her grace. Tribhuvana Bhuti Kari. So the whole working of the mind, the body, and the objective world around us, everything is nothing but her grace. Nothing but her grace. Tribhuvana Bhuti Kari Praseda Mahyam. When she is happy with me, naturally, my thinking, my involvement with my past will also be positive. The future will also be positive. When I am awake, Jagrat, my world will be positive. Swapna, the dream will also be positive. And I will have a very good sleep. Sushupti, that will also be positive. So she has to be happy with me. Only then I will be having the good experiences in life, whatever be the existence of mine in different states. Diggastibih Kanaka Kumbha Mukhavasrishta Swarvahini Vimala Charu Jala Pluptangeen Pratar Namami Jagatam Janani Mashesha Lokadhi Natha Gruhinim Amrutabdhi Putrim. Dighastibhi, from the elephants of directions. Kanaka Kumbha, from the golden pot, golden pitcher. Mukhavasrishta, they are showering. What are they showering? The elephants. Swarvahini, the celestial water which is coming, which is Vimala, which is pure. Charu Jala. Charu Jala, it is tasty, beautiful, pure, and it has come from Swar. Swar means Swarga, the heaven. The waters of heaven, which is coming, are collected in the golden pitcher or the golden pot, and all the Dik Hasti. Hasti means the elephants. The elephants of the directions are pouring on her, showering on her. Charu Jala Plutangin. Pluta is one who is showered, bathed on her body. What can we understand by this? Dig Hasti Bihi. What are this? We have seen in many of the paintings and photos. Two elephants will be pouring the water from their trunk. In other, there are four elephants pouring the water through their trunk. Here, Dig Hasta means Dig Hasti, the elephants, which are 8 pairs, representing the 8 directions. It is said they are all holding the sky up, supporting the sky up, and protecting the whole world. So, it is those Dig Hastibi, by those 8 pairs of elephants, she is bathed through the golden pots. Which water? The water which is showering from the Swarga heaven. So what can we understand by this? It's a beautiful expression. When we take the whole world in which we are all living, the whole world is Lakshmi, the prosperity. Lakshmi, the manifested world is Lakshmi, isn't it? How can she be bathed when her anga, when her body is so huge as the whole world? So it has to be possible only by the elephants, the two which are dik, means ever expansive. Dik as the hasti, as the elephants. And they are pouring what type of water to such whole universe? It is possible only when it is brought down from the heaven. Swar is that heaven. Swar Vahini. Vahini means that which flows. So we can take it as the waters from the heaven, which is raining on the whole world. So this is the vision which Shankaracharya is having about that Mahalakshmi. And he's praying that Mahalakshmi to shower her grace in all possible ways to all the living beings who are in need of her grace to lead the good life. Deg hastibihi kanaka kumbha mukava srishta. They are showering through the face of the golden pot. Swar Vahini Vimala Charu Jala Plutangi. Isn't it? When it is coming from the heaven, that water, that rain water is no doubt Vimala, pure. And it will be sweet. Pratar Namami Jagatam Janani Mashesha. She is the mother of Jagatam, the world itself. Without leaving a single being, she is the Janani of all, the whole Jagat. And I, Pratar Namami, in the morning, I bow down to her. That means I bow down to the whole manifested world, which is the representation of Devi, Mahalakshmi, who is the mother of the whole Jagat. So I am having that confidence and support from Devi, who is my mother. When I am her mother, why will she neglect me? She will take care of me. If I do any mistake, she will correct me in one way or the other. I must have that confidence. I must have that devotion towards her. Lokadhinatha Gruhinim. Lokadhinatha, that is Vishnu. Lokadhinatha, he is the Lord of the whole manifested world. He is the one who is preserving and taking care of the existing universe. Amritabdhi Putri, she is the daughter of Amritad Abdi. Abdi means ocean. The ocean of Amrita. So let us see what it is. Lokadhinatha Grihinim Amritabdhi Putrim. Here, we can understand she is the daughter of the Milky Ocean, which is the treasure house of all kinds of wealth. That is one way. Because Sagara Kanye, she is called Alai Magal. However, when Shankaracharya is using Amritabdhi, there must be more meaning to it. Amritabdhi. Abdhi is ocean, which is limitless, isn't it? Ocean. Amrita. Amrita is, if we say as celestial ambrosia or nectar, it is a very loose translation or loose understanding. It is not so. Amrita. Amrita has the characteristics of eternity. That which doesn't have Mrita, the death. Amrita. So eternity. Amrita is also sweet. And Amrita, on what basis I'm saying sweet? Whatever is not having the Mrita, that means it is not temporary, it is eternal. That eternity itself to a Jivatma is a very positive, nice understanding, knowledge. And it is a kind of confidence. And also, when I know that I am that eternal Atma, it brings some kind of joy, bliss into me. That is sweetness. So, Amrita is the state of being eternal, the state of being blissful, the state of being sweet. In the right sense, sweet. Not to the tongue, but the sweetness. That Abdhi means it is like ocean. That Amrita, the state of Amrita is like ocean. It has everything in it. When that Amrita is eternal, blissful, and sweet, it has to be a bundle of nothing but greatest wealth. Amritabdhi Putri, and she is the daughter of that Amrita. So she's carrying with her that Amrita, which is eternity, sweetness, bliss, which is nothing but Satchidananda. She is the Putri of that Satchidananda, which is Abdhi, ocean-like, limitless. And she readily passes it on to the Jagat, children, all of us. She readily passes it on. When the devotee has come to the ripened state to receive it and gulp it. With this combination as Amritabdhi Putri, she's also Lokadhinatha Grihini. Grihini means the housewife. Being so closely monitoring what is happening in the Griha, the abode of Vishnu, which is the whole world, is his Griha. So she being the Grihini, of that Lokadhinata, the whole world is her Gruha. And she has to take care of it. And she has to take care of all children. So she has to pass on the good karma. So inheriting the good qualities which she is passing on to all. Amrutabdhiputri, Lokadhinata Grihini. These two are very good combination to take care of each and everyone in this world. Kamale, Kamalaksha Vallabhe, Tvam Karuna Pura Tarangitairapangaihi Avalokaya Mamakinchananam Prathamam Patram Akritrimam Dayayaha. Kamale, O Mother Kamala, you are Kamala, you are lotus. For her to get that name Kamala, she has become Kamala herself. Means all the good qualities of Kamala, she is having. So she's called Kamala. So in a way, all of us should become Kamala. Pankajaham, Tava Pankaja Charane, Swam Samarpayami. Kamale, Kamalaksha Vallabhe. And she is associated as beloved of Kamalaksha. Kamalaksha is Vishnu. Even he is having the beautiful eyes which have the quality of Kamala. Because he has the Kamalaksha, the lotus eyes, he is able to take care of the whole universe the way he's taking care. Because the eyes have to be with Sakshi Bhava, no attachment. And it has to be pure. It has to come above the whole universe to see what it is, what is happening in the world. And it has to be soft as well. It cannot be harsh or sharp. It should be soft like Kamala. And it has to be beautiful also, like Kamala. So he is without partiality, without getting attached to something here and there. He is showering the whole universe with his watchful eyes. So he is able to take care of the whole world as Lokadhinata. And she is the beloved of him. Kamale, Kamalaksha Vallabhe, Avalokaya, please shower your glance on me too. Mam Akinchananam, on me, who is Prathamam Patram. Prathamam is the foremost of all Akinchananam, of all totally helpless, dejected people. Among all of them, I am the first one. I am the first person to be saved by you. Akinchananam Prathamam. I am the one who needs the most from you, O Devi, who is Kamale, Kamalaksha Vallabhe. Tvam Karuna Pura Tarangitaihi Apangaihi. You have that glance which is filled with Karuna, Daya. Only thing is you have to turn your glance towards me. Apangaihi, even if it is sideways. Apanga is the side glance. When she is looking straight, still she can see people at the side, isn't it? So, like that, at least, please shower your glance, side glance. Avalogaya, look at me, mom, Yenai, or me. Akintananam prathamam. I am the first one among all deserving destitutes or helpless poor people. Patram akritrimam dayayaha. And that too, you have to shower on me such glance that it should not be diverted or diluted as it is. Kritrima is altered, artificial, diverted. Akritrima means without diluting it or diverting it or altering it. Please look at me. Give me that. So here, what can we understand? Don't hold back your apanga drishti, which is filled with daya on me. Akinchananam prathamam. Patra means patram is the vessel which is ready to receive. So I am the deserving patra to receive your compassionate side glance. Why am I saying akinchananam prathamam? Why is Shankaracharya is putting this expression? When we think of it, first of all, as a Jivatma, we have 101 desires of different kinds in this material world. It can be financial, physical, emotional, intellectual. The desires can be any. But I'm incapable of satiating all desires. I cannot accomplish all because I'm incapable, I'm incomplete. I need your grace. So it is you who can do it for me. Put that confidence in me to go ahead in my accomplishing those desires. I need your help. But I'm incomplete, incapable, and I'm not confident. Why is it so? The next thought, why is it so? The veil of ignorance which I have covered myself, even though I know intellectually I am nothing but pure consciousness. That's it. I am nothing but consciousness. I know it intellectually, but I'm not experiencing it because I am veiled with the ignorance that I am this body. I am this mind. That is limiting me, making me feel incomplete, no confidence in me. I'm incapable. All these negative things are passing on in me continuously. Because of that, I have become akinchananam prathamam. So, Devi, please take away that ignorance. What is that ignorance? I am this limited body. I am this limited mind. Make me feel, experience, understand and live the reality, the truth that I am Satchidananda. Oh, that only Mahalakshmi, you can bestow that grace. Akinchananam prathamam patram. I am ready to receive it. Please shower it on me. Maha Papa Hare Devi, Mahalakshmi Namostate. We say Maha Papa Hare Devi. And then Maha Dukkha Hare Devi, Mahalakshmi Namostate. What is this? Maha Papa. We would have sinned in so many ways, in different kinds, knowingly or unknowingly, purposefully or without any purpose. We would have done so many kinds of sins. They are all Papa, Sarva Papa. But Maha Papa is that veiling myself with the ignorance that I am the body, I am the mind. Whatever I am seeing through the five senses is the eternal thing, and that is it, nothing more. That is total ignorance. That is Papa. Because in reality, I am not the body. Body is only the instrument. I am not the mind. It is only the instrument. So that is a great sin, isn't it? When I am not understanding my own self, who I am, that is the greatest sin. Once I take away that Mahapapa and realize what I am, who I am liberated. Mahadukka, that is the Mahadukka. The ignorance in me is that Mahadukka. When you are the whole world's king of the whole world, and fighting for a small house, isn't it a Mahadukka? That is what we are doing in this life. Not knowing who I am. Unnecessarily, I am going through the Papa and the Dukkha of believing that, leading the life as I am the body, I am the mind. For that to take away, it is Mahalakshmi's grace. That to what? Avalokaya mam akinchananam prathamam patram. For that, akritrimam dayayaha. Without holding back or diluting that compassion which is flowing in you so much, it is abundant in you. Abundant daya flowing from her continuously is akritrima. That is the natural way which is happening in her. Please send that akritrima. It's a great word which he has used. Stuvantiye stutibhir amobhir anvaham trayimayim tribhuvana mataram ramam gunadhika gurutara bhagya bhagino bhavanti te bhuvi buddha bhavitashayah. So stuvanti ye stutibhi, one who praises, adores Mahalakshmi, anvaham, every day. Amu, all these people, all these devotees, the seekers, What will they get? When they keep praising every day Mahalakshmi, one will start recognizing everything is happening in the world as body and the mind also. Every action, every thought is happening because of Devi, because of the 5 powers. Chit, Ananda, Ichha, Jnana, Kriya, Shakti. All these 5 are together making every moment, every action, every thought being processed and delivered is happening. So slowly the devotee, the seeker will realize this, and automatically that doership, enjoyership, kartrutva bhava, bhoktru bhava will vanish gradually. Because of which, Trayimayim Tribhuvana Mataram Ramam. And the stuti is on Trayimayi, Vedatrayi. Tribhuvana Mataram. And she is the mother of all the 3 worlds. Ramam, one who is beautiful. Ramam, one who is radiant with the divinity which is speaking the essence, Satchidananda, because of which she is Rama. Gunadhika Gurutara Bhagya Bhagino Bhavanti. Because one who praises her, one who thinks of her, contemplates on her every day, will get Gunadhika, the blessings of virtues, good, graceful qualities in him. Not only that, he will have the solid fortune. Gurutara. Gurutara means grand, great, intense. Gurutara Bhagya Bhagino. He will become the receiver of that kind of Bhagya, prosperity. Te bhuvi buddha bhavitashaya ashayaha. And they will also become wise in the world. That is also very much needed. One has to have that wisdom and the wiseness to lead the life in the right way. So that knowledgeable he will become. Nothing can be better Ashirvadam than this. Gunadhika Gurutara Bhagya Bhagino, which comes because of Trayimayi Tribhuvana Mataram Ramam Anvaham Bhaje. So when I devote myself to the Devi, who is Kriya Shakti, this is the Bhagya we get. Now, when we think of Kanakadhara Stotram and Mahalakshmi, what comes to our mind? The minute we say Lakshmi, the one who takes us towards the goal. Mahalakshmi, the one who takes us towards the Mahaa goal, the utmost goal. What is it? The realization of the self. Once we have that goal as realization of self, naturally one will come out of the shackles of this samsara, which is in the mind. So Lakshmi, one who takes us towards the Lakshya, the goal. And that goal can be of different levels and different kinds. Doesn't matter. It is Lakshmi who takes us through. She is the one who bestows, accomplishing the goal. So naturally, when we are connecting ourselves and our goal with Lakshmi, naturally, one will be stepping up the ladder step by step. And the goal will also keep growing step by step. And thus, Mahalakshmi will take over and take us towards the Mahalakshya, which is the realization of the self. Lakshmi. And she gives for ignorant people, she gives the whole world as the prosperity, and they enjoy it. Once we devote ourselves to that Lakshmi, she also takes us deeper and deeper within to realize that self, Lakshmi. And when we think of Lakshmi again, it is the Kamala, 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 which keeps coming again and again. Kamala, it represents non-attachment. It is neither Kamala, the lotus, it is neither getting attached to the slush from where it has come up. It is not attached to that. It is not, it has not become impure because of that slush. It is not attached. It comes out pure. And it is not even attached to the pure water when we put it from outside or the rainwater. It just moves away. That non-attachment is what making Kamala a brilliant flower. Purity. It is pure because, again, it is not having that mud or slush around it, even though it has come out of it. It stays pure. And it is soft. And also, it is very intricate inside. Isn't it? How beautifully it protects the very essence, the important part, the very purpose of the whole flower is well protected inside. The outer petals are there with beautiful, attractive color, bright color, to attract the bees, other animals, people to come towards it. It has that capacity. It is only accessory. But once it is opened, we see the very essence, which is the seed and the pollens. Everything is there inside. It is well protected. Kamala. In the same way, all the things what we see around in the world, what we experience through 5 senses, are like the petals, peripheral. We are stopping at that itself, enjoying through the 5 senses, and we are not seeing what is there inside. Once we start opening it one by one with right kind of pressure at the right point, one can open the petals one by one, layer by layer. That is the mind slowly opening the peripheral world which we are seeing, one by one we should open and see what is the purpose of all the objects around us. As we go layer after layer, we come to the center, the seed and the pollens, everything is there inside, all important thing. That is more important. That is the essence. So Kamala, she is Kamala, Kamalalaya, Saroruhakshi, and her glance is also like Kamala. Sarasija Haste, she is holding the Kamala, and she herself is Kamala. So when that is the case, the very deep inside is that Satchidananda, the essence, which we have to sip. That is possible in our life when we start opening up all the petals, which are the objects of the whole world. We do see the essence inside. Without the petals, the seed will not survive. The petals are needed. But just the running around the petals is not enough. That is not the purpose of the flower. That is not the goal of the flower's existence. The seed has to be touched. That seed is the essence. In the same way, these objects are there. The five senses to perceive the objects are there. But I have to go pierce through and see what is the purpose of the objects. What is the goal of the objects? How it is working? When I go deep into it, I see the essence that Satchidananda is the seed, which is well protected in all objects as Gopya. It is there, hidden, that we have to open and experience. Kamala. And also this lotus flower is medicinally in Ayurveda, it holds a very high position. It is very valuable because its seeds, even the leaves and parts of the underground stem are used for different diseases. Like people use lotus for bleeding, cough, fever, liver, stomach problems, and other conditions. And many people use it for delicious dishes. So lotus is very meaningful, Kamala. Kanaka, isn't it? The minute we think of Lakshmi, it is Kanaka, the gold. What is that gold? Gold has a very good quality. It retains its originality of being very soft, and it can bend, and it is very lustrous. Even if we convert it into 101 forms, bangle can be converted as necklace or earrings. Even then, it will never lose its originality. The original essence is retained throughout. That original quality and the essence is throughout maintained. So, if we had to say Kanaka Lakshmi, Lakshmi is Kanaka, means what? That gold which retains its original state, even if it is in different forms. Even Lakshmi, isn't it? She is like Kanaka. She is in so many different forms. But she retains her original state as essence, Kanaka, which is Satchidananda, that she retains in all forms, Kanaka. And Shankaracharya has composed this Kanakadhara. Dhara means the continuous flow as a thread. So, Kanakadhara of Mahalakshmi means that Kanaka might have the different forms as financial form, physical form, or emotional form, spiritual form, intellectual form. It can have different forms. Mahalakshmi's grace, Kanaka, but it has retained its original essence, that Satchidananda. Let that Satchidananda, Kanaka, the essence, flow continuously as Dhara. So, Kanakadhara is actually, Kanakadhara actually is giving, showering that Satchidananda in different forms. It may be through material form or through the objects of the world, through the emotions. Just think of it. So Shankaracharya's stotra is called Kanakadhara, not Kanakamala, Amalaka. Amalaka means the berry, gooseberry which she offered him, which was very dry. In return, the golden amalakas fell on her house. So he didn't call it as Kanakamalaka Stotra, Dhara Stotra. He didn't say that. Kanakadhara Stotra means that essence, Satchidananda, is continuously flowing in this stotra, taking different forms. Got the idea? Kanakadhara. That is why this Kanakadhara Stotra is sung, recited with so much of devotion by all, be it sannyasi or realized person. Everyone enjoys singing this Kanakadhara Stotra because it is so deep in its connection with that Mahalakshmi and the way we have surrendered to Devi. Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om. 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 Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om.